Hey guys, welcome to another ChessMasterStream video. So today I'm gonna go through the game I played today against opponent dinu 1982. He was rated almost 1600. My that time rating was 1834. Well, the best way how to never lose in chess, just to find a lower rated opponents, right? So if they're lower rated, you're gonna win, right? Well, that's a joke. Okay, let's get in the game. So started with e4, so answer d5, Scandinavian defense. So they captured, and of course most popular move, queen captures back. So they decided to develop the knight with a tempo on the queen. So I gotta move back. Only two logical options there is, queen a5 and queen d8. So I decided to go back all the way. They developed the other knight, so I develop my knight. So my idea is to push this guy, get the bishop out and castle. Well, it didn't go as planned, so they went out with a really premature attack with a check. So bishop b5. Well, I have a lot of options how to block the check. Also I could do that with the queen, so lots of legal moves. I think one of the best would be pawn push, actually, to kick back that bishop with a tempo, but in the game I played knight c6, so not sure what computer thinks of my move. Let's quickly check it out. So in the check, well, obviously knight c6 is one of the computer's recommended moves, since he has to show multiple lines. So computer likes my move. That's good, right? I wasn't really worried if they take and I take back, because, well, even though I will have doubled pawns, they will be pretty strong, controlling a lot of squares, and I will gain a bishop for a knight. Alright, so after the check, they decided to castle, and I asked the question to the bishop: do you really want to capture that knight, or are you gonna go back and settle down on that b3? And they decided to capture, so I take back. Now I have those double pawns, as I was speaking before. So the problem with this is I have two weak pawns now, that there is no other pawn that could defend them. And well, they're already castled, so I have another problem that needs to be solved. I need to castle as soon as possible. Well, they decided to go in the attack as up, so knight e5, hitting that c pawn. I had to defend, so bishop b7. And now really explosive move, d4. So this not only defends their knight, but also prepares another square for their knight. So there is no pawn that could control that square from the black side. Alright, so I push my e-pawn, so finally ready to develop the bishop and castle. And they try to come in, as we mentioned before, on a c5 square. So I decided to hop back my knight on a d7, and actually computer says that's the best move. So over here, I don't know why, but they developed the bishop, and it's quite tricky, because now I can put my bishop in front of their knight. And let's say knight does some random move, random silly move, I can take their bishop, so I could just kick away the knight. The problem with this is that they can also go back with a defense purpose as well. So it doesn't work in this case. Also, they're preparing to jump in here, so hitting everything in my base. I already feel a lot of pressure from my opponent. So on the next move, knight c5 was played, so I need to defend my bishop, and my knight is attacked twice and only defended by the queen and a king. So I had to do something, and I played the best move recommended by computer. So knight takes c5, so pawn takes back, and bishop takes pawn. So in this case, my opponent decided to get really fancy with a sacrifice. In the game was played knight f7, so forking my rook and a queen. Note that if I capture back immediately, they have really strong move. Queen h5, double attack to my king, and also picking up the bishop, so I would not only be down a pawn, I would also lose another pawn, and my king would still hang around in the center. My pawns would be terribly scattered all over the board, so that would be a terrible endgame for me. So if I capture the knight, the game is lost. So if I don't capture the knight, let's say my opponent calculated that I move somewhere, or I just move my queen somewhere, they get the free rook. But in the game, I decided, well, I'm not in a check, I'm not forced to capture that knight, so I played queen takes queen. Rook takes back, and only then I take the knight. So in this case I'm already feeling pretty good, even though my position is really bad. So now you can pause the video and find the best move for white, also recommended by computer. And it is a rook d7 with the check, also gonna pick up the pawn and hit the bishop, so that's really strong. So I had to avoid the check. Couple options for me. I wanted to move up in case in future I'd like to push the c pawn, hit that bishop. So they captured the pawn and I push the c pawn. I could have defend, but let's go back one move. It would be really scary. Now let's say I defend here. They could even do something like just, I don't know, take the pawn. If I take back, they get this guy. Okay, maybe they couldn't, but you get the idea. I don't like to be in this nasty pin. So I decided to push the pawn, and computer doesn't like this move. So, well, it's human game, computer. You don't like a lot of things, right? Let me just quickly check out what's the problem with the move computer has. So going back, alright, so not sure why computer doesn't like the move. Well, maybe because they can play rook e1. You can also try to figure out the correct replay by the white. Write down in the comment section, so together we can do this, guys. Okay, I can best move arrow. Let's turn it on. Best move would be bishop e3. Alright, well, yeah, I couldn't take it because they take back with a check. That would be scary. Also my bishop still hanging, so yeah, well, they could take this with a check. Once I take back, then they pick up the bishop. Maybe that's why computer doesn't like it. But still it says best move is up here with the bishop. It takes back with the check, I move, and then they get a free piece. Yeah, well, okay. My opponent didn't see it, so it doesn't count as a blunder. Might be a mistake, right? So in the game was played bishop g3, and now computer says black's winning. So as you can see, best move, it shows a7. I can do multiple lines. Let's do 3 lines, okay? And in the game I played rook b8, so computer said a7 is a little bit stronger. But now this pin is not really working, and it shows really big advantage for black. So, excuse me. My opponent, for some reason, they played pawn to c3, maybe preparing to play b4. So I played the best move recommended by computer, rook to d8. So now I can switch off the best move because this is about time that game's over. So you can see that this rook cannot go anywhere. So king is protecting all squares around. Rook defends here, everything's defended. So somehow I got to trap their rook, and they immediately resigned. Even though in the game early on I felt a lot of pressure, I was under a lot of pressure actually. Somehow I managed to survive it. So the lesson is, if you defend well enough, as long as you can possibly do, at some point you have a chance to win the game. So in the chess, not always the best player wins. Sometimes it's just the player who makes a mistake last will win, you know. Alright, with that said, thank you all for watching, and until next time.